One of the biggest things that I'm looking at from a development standpoint at this juncture now is utility and accessibility. So utility being now having gone through a couple of these developments, I've realized that the most challenging part of the construction and development process is actually the utility, the civil planning, designing, and execution. And that's because a lot of times you're dealing with these third-party entities and they're changing their staffing. They're going to be short on staff, or their policies are continuing to change, which impacts the way that we actually connect to the utilities. And so it's continuing to stay on top of and being educated on their processes, as well as managing the construction itself. Managing the construction itself is fairly straightforward and easy. I think the most difficult thing that we had happen from a construction standpoint in the last year was we had a concrete strike. The concrete strike up here in Seattle lasted for about 3 months. Now, for better, we ended up pouring all of our stem walls, no joke, the week before the strike began. We were able to get in, get our concrete done, and completely avoid any impacts of the concrete strike, which was a huge win for us. A lot of other developers did not have that success. So many of their projects either A, stalled, or B, they had to go to smaller concrete operators. Really, it's how do we get the utilities? How do we manage and work with the city from a Department of Transportation standpoint, inspections and construction department with the city, et cetera? And are there any issues that we can foresee that could be coming up, right? To give you one more example from a utility standpoint is ensuring when you're going through the underwriting, when you're going through the permitting and entitlements of the project, doing some baseline understanding of the electrical grid, electrical system. And one super easy way to do that is look at the power lines. And how old does the transformer look? Does it look archaic as compared to maybe some of the other areas in town? And if so, you'll probably need to work with the electric company to have that replaced. And that usually costs time and money. Whereas if you're in an area that is already being developed rapidly, the electric companies will have already upsized their transformers. So that way you can go in, connect relatively quick, and move on your happy way.